It's always a special feel to the evening on opening night. Wouldn't you agree, Chris?
I agree. For players and fans alike, I mean, this is the one night you actually get to believe that you have a chance of winning the championship because you're 0-0. Not until after the game does reality set in. So this is a great night for everyone. Optimism abounds.
So here's Oklahoma City's starting group. Inside, it's Patterson and Adams. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair, and it's George in at the 3 slot. There's a screen. Thompson for 3. Curry dishes to Pachulia. Back to Curry. Golden State moving it around. And Green gets it to go.
And that's just another way Green can beat you. He has a reliable mid-range jump shot.
Over to the wing. Here's the 3. Robertson can't hit.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. We played just over a minute here in the first. Warriors on D.
And when you watch the Warriors, one thing that just jumps out is their passing. Everyone on this team, they allow the ball to dictate where it goes. Just unselfish to a fault.
Warriors have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Outside Curry. Feeds it to Green. 1:24 left in the first quarter of the game. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot. And the Warriors last year averaging right around 30 assists a game as a team. Greg, just a huge number, and they led the league in that regard by a wide margin.
Yeah, the passing they do is what they purpose as well. And I really feel like they have the highest collective basketball IQ in the game. I mean, they get a lot of free points off backdoor cuts or leak outs, and that's all because of their ball movement and awareness as a group.
And so Thompson nails both of them. Well, when Durant came to Golden State, everyone wondered how it would impact Klay and his touches. Klay said that he wouldn't lose any touches, and you know what? He was right. He was dead on. Sue still got roughly the same amount of shots before and after the change.
Yeah, Kevin, all the guys did. I mean, it just shows you how this team played together and that their chemistry was so great. And with Klay, he's the type of guy, he's never going to just demand the ball. But, however, when he's open, he's going to let it fly regardless of who's on the court. And you have to appreciate his mental fortitude. He blocked everything out last year and just focused on playing the best he could.
David West, he's checked in for the Warriors. No one near Curry as he lets it go. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. Curry's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Adams, the pass to Westbrook. They can't stop the run with that one.
Even with the miss, that's a jumper he'll keep taking as long as they keep leaving him open.
And Thompson kicks to Curry. Back to Thompson. Picked by West. Over in the corner, Green. Another 3 for Golden State.
And that's what's good about Draymond. He doesn't shoot every 3 that comes his way. He tries to only takes the one that he likes, usually open.
It's Westbrook with the drive. Shoots over Curry, and that one's good. Westbrook's got his first bucket in this one.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Picked by West. Here's Thompson, and the wide-open shot from Green. Cans it from downtown. Green's got 8 points.
Oh, he keeps getting more consistent on the catch and shoot. That one, very much from River.
And we reached the end of the first quarter. Why, he's one of those glue guys you've got to have on your team.
And the kind of guy who his teammates love because they know he's always going to have their back, always going to work hard, and always going to bring it.
Welcome back, folks. We'll see if we're in store for a more tightly contested quarter as we move here into the second. And the Warriors, guys, what jumps out to you in this game, stats-wise?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, right. Only the first quarter. Don't over-panic, but it seems like their strategy is working. We'll see if the other side can counter.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for Oklahoma City right now, on the wings, Abrinas and George. Grant is out there with Enes Kanter. And it's Kristen in at the point guard. Pachulia, he's checked in for the Warriors. Kevin Durant comes in for Green. Just 5 on the clock. Goes up at the stripe. And it's Iguodala missing. Thunder trailing by 9.
Well, you know, some people say Andre Iguodala is on the decline as an offensive option, but his impact on the floor is still clear as day. He keeps the ball moving with his great spacing. He keeps that tempo and that pace, and he's still a strong finisher because he only takes high percentage shots that he's comfortable with.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game, and that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Here's Kristen, defended by Durant. Christian can't get it to go. And with Iguodala, he isn't going to be a double-digit scorer again, it seems, the former All-Star. But you know what, Chris? He is still incredibly valuable, so productive just with his floor presence.
Iguodala is a perfect example, Kevin, of a guy who can change the game without even putting up a lot of stats. The defense that he brings to the table, that isn't slowing down either.
Here's Kanter. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Now we get a chance to check out Kevin Durant. He's coming off an excellent season. Averaged about 25 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Young's checked in for Iguodala. Thompson comes in for Patrick McCaw. And Stephen Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. Outside for Durant. Young with no one around. Offline with his 3. Thunder trailing by 10. Now the dish to Grant. And Robertson has it in the corner. Sinks the triple.
No doubt that was a defensive mistake. You got to have a guy on him at all times.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Curry kicks to Durant. Picked by Pachulia. Pass to Young. Plenty of space. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Young's got his first basket of the night.
Oh, that's the kind of basketball Durant wants to play. Moving the ball, finding the open man. I mean, it makes everything easier offensively.
Robertson, the offensive rebound. Here's Adams, and at last they get one to fall.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
It can be discouraging, frustrating, but you only have yourselves to blame. Box.
Some players, Chris, who go above and beyond. Who do you think are some of the hardest workers in the league right now?
Wow, well, I'd have to go with a guy like Westbrook. You know his minutes. You know how hard he plays. For me, a triple-double. He was underrated in actually doing that last year because of all the effort that it takes, especially with rebounding the way that he did over big fellas. So you have to look at a guy like him. You have to look at a guy like Isaiah Thomas with his size, being undersized, but being able to get into the paint, his toughness of being able to take tough hits, but also not complain, not be a victim, not use his size as a disadvantage, but he uses it as an advantage with his quickness and also the way that we saw in the playoffs, him studying tape of guys that came before him. So to me, those guys come up in my head first when we talk about hardest working guys in the league.
Lethal shooting pair of Clay and KD out on the perimeter. Inside, we've got Draymond at the 4 and Pachulia to his side. And it's Curry in at the point. That's Steve Kerr's 5 as we get into the second half. Back to Green. Launches it. That's good. And a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got 3 assists now in this one.
Oh, they can't miss their 3rd make in a row to begin the half. Now, look, we all know how great Durant is on offense, but in my opinion, He was one of the best two-way players in the league.
He was able to act as a rim protector for the Warriors with his ability to change shots, alter shots in that lane.
Well, Durant had a career high in blocks last season, and it was easy to see why. One, because of the system. Two, because of the players you have around you. But it's not just the blocks. He played an all-around great defense last year.
Catching up on the changes for Golden State, West is checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Livingston in for Thompson. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Guys, Kevin Durant is a unique player. LeBron James said he's a 7-footer with 6-foot ball handling skills, a jump shot, and athleticism. It's never been done in our league. Never had a guy that's 7 foot and can do all that, so it sets him apart. Kevin, I'm 6 feet tall, and I can broadcast.
You can, and you can write, and by the way, you're in the Hall of Fame. D.A., thank you. Curry dishes to West. There's Green with the three. Another three for Golden State.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Yeah, they've been tremendous from beyond the arc. It's a shift from what they did in the first two quarters, though.
Patterson with it. Now Green defending. George, no good.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Another miss by Iguodala. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Abrines. He's covered by Livingston. Adams' shot is off. Warriors leading by 16 from deep. Iguodala. Green kicks to Livingston. And Draymond Green picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Outside Westbrook. 4 seconds left. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. The Thunder shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Can't get it to fall. And so it's the Golden State Warriors riding a 15-point lead at this matchup. But we'll see how much things change up here. Thunder trailing by 15. And Oklahoma City looking who they've got to start the 4th quarter. Patterson the 4 with Kanter in the middle. Westbrook and Robertson are the backcourt pair. And it's George in at the small forward position. Westbrook against Curry. It's tipped. Here's George, and the whistle blows. It's going to be on Nick Young. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Pachulia, he's checked in for the Warriors. Here's Robertson. And Chris, you've been working as an analyst now for quite some time. Do you feel that how you view and enjoy the game has changed as you've transitioned from being a player on the floor to the booth?
You know what? I've learned a lot, and I've learned to look at the game a different way, but I look at the game the same way. I think the onus is on the player to execute what the coach and the GM puts out there for you to do, for you not to become a one-dimensional player, for you to improve in the summertime. That's the only time you can improve. And when you don't come back and you don't improve, it's obvious that you have the same glaring weaknesses that you had the year before. Even if you're not on the team that can compete for a championship, you want to make sure that you compete for a championship, that you compete for an all-star, that you compete to have your name out there. And so a lot of times we'll watch some of those teams, and I love seeing if they compete or if they laid it down early in the season. So, no, I would say...
Goodness. Wow. And now they are probably too far ahead. It's going to be nearly impossible to get back in this one.
That's why you can't let yourself get in this deep up.
4th quarter now. We're about a minute and a half in. So the wing on the left. This one for 3. And it's Klay Thompson with the rebound. Warriors leading by 15.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Warriors.
And the big difference here was accuracy from 3-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And it'll go down as their first official.
Possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
What a connection he has to these fans. They love him here. And the more he has games like this, the deeper that connection gets.
Oh, well, one interesting fact about Shaun people might not know is that he was named Mr. Basketball in Illinois in his high school days. That's an honor he'll always cherish. Look, if you let Shaun Livingston get to the free throw line and in, I mean, you might as well just be a layup. He has become lights out with that nice turnaround jumper from that range. Hand in his face, doesn't matter.
Screen by Adams. Grant gets a wide open look. The putback, and Pachulia pulls it down. One item that stood out, their ball movement.
Things are definitely clicking, and more importantly, it makes it really hard to defend.
Stripped away. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Chris Dunn. Drops in the layup for 2. 19 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Now Livingston. So we see the Warriors taking the game here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity, and this is what they came out to do.